Tulsi Gabbard was on The View, and she came there to discuss all these smears against her about being a Russian agent and a plant and all this stuff. Let's take a look, and then we'll discuss.
That's about the impeachment inquiry. Were you surprised by what he did yesterday?
Well, look, the facts are important, and we'll get to that. I want to start with something that I think is also important about facts, because recently on your show here...
I was just going to get to that.
Good. Helping you out.
You want me to ask you the question?
Yeah. No, look, some of you have accused me of being a traitor to my country, a Russian asset, a Trojan horse, or a useful idiot, I think was the term that you used. Which basically means that I'm naive or lack intelligence to know what's going on.
They use that.
I want to let your viewers know exactly who I am.
All right.
Set the record straight. I am a patriot. I love our country. I am a strong and intelligent woman of color, and I have dedicated almost my entire adult life to protecting the safety, security, and the freedom of all Americans in this country. It was the attacks on 9/11.
We're getting a little bit far ahead of ourselves, but Franklin Graham finds you refreshing. He doesn't find me refreshing. Richard Spencer, the white nationalist leader, says he could vote for you.
Joy, this is why...
I mean, you're on Tucker Carlson at least 10 times. Why don't you go on Chris Wallace's show?
This is why I'm here, because you and other people continue to spread these innuendos that have nothing to do with who I am.
Well, Hillary Clinton started it, and then you shot back at her, boy. You called her the queen of warmongers.
You doubled down, unfortunately, you doubled down on the baseless accusations that she made that strikes at the core of who I am. I'm a soldier. Because of the attacks on 9/11, I enlisted in the military to go after and defeat and destroy the evil that visited us on that day. I've served now for over 16 years, deployed twice to the Middle East during the height of the war, where every single day I saw firsthand the terribly high human cost. That's why I ran for Congress.
We actually have the clip of Hillary Clinton, just to put this in context of what we're talking about. Let's take a look at that.
I'm not making any predictions, but I think they've got their eye on somebody who's currently in the Democratic primary and are grooming her to be the third-party candidate. She's the favorite of the Russians. They have a bunch of, sites and bots and other ways of supporting her so far. That's assuming Jill Stein will give it up, which she might not, because she's also a Russian asset.
So
really? I mean, this is outrageous. This is outrageous and offensive on so many levels. I've served as a member of Congress now for almost 7 years, receiving high-level national security and intelligence briefings, serving on the Foreign Affairs Committee, the Armed Services Committee, the Homeland Security Committee, working to ensure the safety and security of the people of this country. This is why I'm running for president, to continue that commitment of service.
So are you surprised, though, that when people see bots and things and all the things that we've sort of been seeing heading your way, that people have these questions? Because she's not the only one. Hillary, I don't think, is the only one. So what she's saying is she feels they are grooming you. You're saying nobody's grooming me. I'm doing what I'm doing because I'm a soldier and a patriot.
It's offensive to me as a soldier, as an American, as a member of Congress, as a veteran, and frankly, as a woman, to be so demeaned in such a way.
But you called her the personification of rock.
So demeaned
She's a woman
in such a way. Well, I'm pointing to the fact that she has continued this legacy of being the world's police around the world, that has waged wars costing the lives of thousands of my brothers and sisters in uniform. I'm speaking out against that, and
What's your evidence to that?
To change.
Well, can I?
Are you serious?
Let's hear it.
Are you serious?
Let's hear it.
I served in the war in Iraq.
Not you, her. You're saying that she's
exactly.
She's a warmonger.
I served
How
in
do you
the
come
war
up with
in
that?
Iraq
Yeah.
that she championed. She championed a regime change war in Libya.
Did you not believe in that war?
I believe the lies that were told to us.
Well, so did she.
Look, it is indisputable. It is indisputable to say anything other than the fact that let me just close this out, that Hillary Clinton, throughout her career, has led with a foreign policy of interventionism and being the world's police, going and toppling dictators in other countries that has caused such destruction and loss of life. I'm against that. I'm running for president to change that. Rather than actually debate me on the issues, she and others are resorting to these smear tactic campaigns, seeking to undermine me, smear my character, and sending a message to anyone who dissents: toe the line, or you too will be smeared.
This whole debacle was preposterous. I mean, this was literally a mobbing session. I don't even know where to begin. We have so much to unpack with this scandalous junk piece of garbage show. The redhead, Joy Behar, she's like, oh, well, we didn't call you that. You know, she's trying to play the innocent victim here, like, oh, we never said anything about you. Yeah. Okay, save it. We know your position towards her. She's been on your show already. We've seen how you talk to her, about her when she's not there. We know. Stop trying to act like you're innocent and you're unbiased and objective journalists or talk show hosts or whatever. No, you're not. You have a clear bias and you've been trash talking Tulsi multiple times. We know it. And then she's trying to bring up all these other figures like white nationalists, like, oh, all these people endorsed you, which is what the New York Times did in their hit piece. Look at all these 4chan users who like Tulsi Gabbard. Who gives a crap? What does that even mean? That doesn't address any of the arguments that she's making, that yes, the United States is an imperialist nation that bombs the crap out of brown people all the time and needs to stop. What does that have to do with who likes her? Don't you have anything of value to respond to her message? Nothing critical? Then you are the one who's wrong here. This is absurd. So again, what she's doing, Joy Behar, is repeating the smears the New York Times and CNN have been using against Tulsi instead of actually responding to her criticisms. And then she's like, oh, I know Hillary attacked you, but you were meaner. Yo, this isn't a high school fight here. We have the queen of the Democratic establishment, the most senior figure in the Democratic establishment, who, even though she lost the election, she still holds that position, coming out of nowhere to insult a veteran and a congresswoman and accuse her of treason. Unprovoked. That is the main problem here. Not that Tulsi was defending herself. What kind of logic is that? How dare you defend yourself against this warmonger? Tulsi is 100% correct when she calls Hillary Clinton a warmonger. This is not even up for debate. And it's really interesting how they don't even let Tulsi Gabbard finish trying to defend herself and set the record straight, but they will stop her to play a clip of Hillary Clinton trying to smear her uninterrupted. Of course. Why would you let Tulsi Gabbard finish trying to clear her name? Why would you let her do that? No. Be quiet, Tulsi. Let the Queen Hillary Clinton, the warmonger, speak. We want to let her speak. It's frankly unreal that you have Whoopi Goldberg, who is talking out of her booty hole, basically saying that, no, I know you're well-intentioned, but what if the Russians are grooming you without your knowledge? Like, that's the point, right? And not just Hillary said it, other people said it too, even though I don't know who. What does that mean? That's just conjecture. That's garbage. You don't have any goddamn evidence for that. Again, it's garbage conjecture. I think you're a Russian plant, Whoopi Goldberg. What if the Russians groomed you? What is this garbage? Even the New York Times, and I pointed this out in my previous videos, in their smear piece, the greatest hit smear piece that they did about Tulsi Gabbard, they also brought up this thing about Russian bots, and then in the same sentence, they say, however, there's no evidence of coordination between bots and Tulsi's campaign. Then why are you bringing it up? If there's no evidence for it, then why are you bringing it up? This is garbage. They are literally sitting there, this group of uneducated pigs, they are sitting there and smearing this congresswoman, this veteran, this patriot, who has more integrity in her than all of them combined tenfold. I seriously have no idea how Tulsi is sitting there and smiling and taking this crap from these women. I mean, she has nerves of steel to actually come on this show and tolerate this garbage from them. This is unreal. Major props to her for not losing it with this band of idiots. And Joy Behar is sitting there like the faithful little lapdog of Hillary Clinton. And but you said mean things about her too. No, What Tulsi Gabbard did was defend herself and rightfully call out Hillary Clinton for the scum that she is, for the warmonger that she is. Hillary Clinton never met a war that she didn't like. Never. She supported her husband's endeavors in the Balkans. She voted for the Iraq War in 2003. She supported arming jihadis and ISIS in my country, in Syria, in 2011. She supported bombing Somalia and Yemen with drones, and Pakistan and Afghanistan, the troop surge in Afghanistan. She supported that too under Obama. She led the regime change in Libya to remove Gaddafi. And look at it now. Look at it now. It's a war-torn wasteland being fought over by a million different clans and tribes, and they have open slave trades. She decimated one of the most prosperous nations in Africa. Hillary Clinton single-handedly, and you saw the way she jumped for joy, literally. Behind the scenes, we have footage of how she was jumping for joy when they told her that Gaddafi was captured.
Unconfirmed. Yes, we came, we saw, he died. Did it have anything to do with your visit? No, I'm sure it did.
I mean, she's a psychopath. She is nuts. She's never met a war that she didn't like. She's a warmongering piece of crap, and it's because of people like her that my country is destroyed, and many other countries are destroyed. And they're going to take decades to be repaired. So screw Hillary Clinton and all these goddamn lapdogs, these band of ignorant, uncultured swines that are sitting next to Tulsi Gabbard and smearing her for having the correct position of being opposed to these garbage wars, okay, that cost trillions of dollars and killed people on both sides. This is disgusting. And notice how they never, ever address the correct arguments that she's making. That yes, Hillary Clinton is a warmonger. Hillary Clinton is a corrupt piece of garbage. No, they will never address that. No. But what about you? What about the accusations that you are a Russian plant? What about that? What about the falsehoods that Hillary Clinton is saying about you? Aren't those more important? Let's talk about those. This is what they do. This is what happens when you go against the establishment. This is what happens when you dare to question the military-industrial complex. They will do you like no other. On TV, in the establishment media, in the New York Times, on CNN, on The View, everyone. In your own party, they will do you. Even a congresswoman who has been vetted multiple times. I mean, you need one brain cell to know that if she's sitting on the Armed Services Committee and the House Intelligence Committee, she's been vetted through and through by any and all intelligence agencies in the United States. She's clean as a whistle if you're sitting on that committee. Not to mention she's a major in the army. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. She's been vetted through and through. If there was even a tiny indication that she was, it would have been plastered all over the evening news, because all they're doing now is conjecture, and look how much media it's getting, because they just want to smear her, because she's going against our profits. She's going against their money, baby. She's going against the military-industrial complex. This is the cash cow. This is the heart of American industry and foreign policy. She's going for the heart, man. That's why they're going after her. This is how they will do you. And Joy Bear's flat out intellectual dishonesty of pretending like, but what do you mean she's a warmonger? Where's your evidence? That's like saying, what do you mean Trump's a racist? Where's your evidence? Who are you playing with, man? Who are you playing? You take us for a joke? You take people for a joke? These people are so out of pocket. Like, seriously, man. The level of disrespect towards Tulsi here and to everyone's intelligence is unparalleled. Unparalleled. They have no shame. They have no goddamn shame, man. Zero shame.
She championed a regime change war in Libya.
Did you not believe in that war?
I believe the lies that were told to us.
Well, so did she.
It is.
Look at her laughing at it. Oh, so did she? Oh, 1 million Iraqis died. It's no big thing. You know, previously, I didn't know what her name was, Joy Bear. I said she looks like a parrot. I want to correct that and say she's a piece of garbage, okay? Joy Bear is a piece of goddamn trash. And so is this entire show. All of them. The whole show. And by the way, notice how Meghan McCain doesn't open her mouth. Not a peep. Not a peep from that woman. You know why? Because her father's a warmonger too, and she knows it. She knows that if she opens her mouth, Tulsi Gabbard is going to eat her alive on that stage. She knows it. She knows. Remember John McCain when he was going into Syria illegally and helping to fund jihadists and fuel this civil war that's killed thousands of people, decimated the country, giving money to Islamic extremists to destroy my country? Yeah, that motherfucker, that McCain, John McCain, her father, who went into Syria illegally. And by the way, that's really funny. The Republicans always talk about people crossing the border illegally. Oh my God. Oh, but it's okay for John McCain to cross the border illegally into my country? Let's lock him up in a cage. How about that? Like they do to the kids in the border at El Paso. Like they do to the kids at the American-Mexican border. How about that? How about we put him in a cage? This is garbage behavior. This is a garbage show, and all these people, all of them, not one of them, not one person sitting there has some goddamn sense.
Rather than actually debate me on the issues, she and others are resorting to these smear tactic campaigns, seeking to undermine me, smear my character, and sending a message to anyone who dissents, toe the line, or you too will be smeared.
Exactly. Toe the line or you too will be smeared. And that's exactly what they are doing to Tulsi Gabbard. That's exactly what they've been doing to Edward Snowden, even Julian Assange, who's never even set foot in the United States. Oh, he's a Russian plant because he's released stuff that incriminates Hillary Clinton as being a corrupt warmonger. If you go against the establishment, if you go against the military-industrial complex, they will do you like this. They will call you a Putin puppet. They will call you an Assad apologist. They will use every smear in the book dating back to the Cold War to put you and your character in the grave. They will character assassinate you. That is what they do. Remember, the same people who own the weapons manufacturers own the corporate media. It's the same team. It's the same team. There is no difference between mainstream media and Raytheon. They are playing on the same team. Never forget that. They are working together. Mainstream media don't do their job as the fourth branch. You know what they do? Their job is to sell you whatever the DOD tells them. Their job is to sell whatever war has been planned for the day. That's their job. And when you go against them like Tulsi Gabbard, this is how they do you.